Tonight, a driver is under arrest in Toronto, Canada, after police say he plowed down pedestrians with a van. 9 people were killed, 16 others injured. Police have not released a motive, but U.S. law enforcement say it appears to be a deliberate act. Toronto police arrested the driver of the rental van without further incident after he apparently jumped a curb with his vehicle and mowed down people one by one on that crowded sidewalk. Stunned witnesses agree it appeared to be intentional.
He just went on the sidewalk. He just started hitting everybody, man. He hit every single person on the sidewalk. Anybody in his way, he would hit. The bus stop, everything got shattered. There was a lady in there that I saw. I just stopped and I looked and I went after it again. All I see is just crumbling up one by one, one by one. Holy God, I've never seen a scene like this in my life, I swear.
Police caught up with the van driver a little more than a mile from where the carnage actually began. If they now have a motive, they're not releasing it. Now, when this sort of thing happens, authorities elsewhere, including here in D.C., go on alert. I'm joined right now by the director of D.C. Homeland Security, Chris Rodriguez. Chris, nice seeing you again. Thanks for coming up on short notice. What else have you seen? What else is intelligence telling us tonight about this incident?
Well, Canadian authorities have released the name of the driver as Alec Manassian. Also looking at possibility that he may have been known to law enforcement previously, but the investigation is ongoing and we'll certainly know more in the next several hours and days to come. Yeah,
based on your experience, what does that mean when he might have been known to law enforcement?
He may have been potentially a subject of an investigation, either ongoing or previously. But again, we don't know the details at this point. I don't want to speculate on that.
Yeah, from down here when you're watching this, you knew almost immediately what we had here, right? Because they've used vans before to mow people down.
We've seen these types of vehicle ramming attacks across the country. The most recent one being, of course, on Halloween in New York City, and across the world. So authorities here in D.C., particularly with the Metropolitan Police Department, my office, Fire EMS, are very keen to this threat. And for every single event that we do with the public, we take measures to ensure that these types of attacks don't happen here in the district.
Yeah, let's do one of those lessons learned kind of things right now. What should the public know, especially when it comes to these rented vans that out of nowhere, without warning, will appear on the sidewalk and they're mowing everybody down?
What the public needs to know is that this is the new reality. We live in a very diffuse and decentralized threat environment, and these types of attacks can happen at any time and with little notice. So what do we need to do? We need to arm the public with information. I know it sounds like a cliche, but see something, say something. I know for a fact that when people report tips, it saves lives. And we also need to ensure that the public knows what to do in a situation like that, whether to run away, to shelter in place. And in that respect, we are constantly testing our law enforcement response and Homeland Security response capabilities. You just saw a couple weeks ago, we tested the wireless emergency alert for the District of Columbia and the surrounding region. We're constantly trying to stay ahead of this threat here in the district.
You see a van coming down, not the street, but the sidewalk. You instinctively, you go for cover.
You go for cover. Got to let law enforcement know, call 911, because the sooner that we can get that alert, it's the sooner we can respond.
What about our own conduct out there? Because I'm guilty of this. I'm walking down the sidewalk and I'm like this, looking at my phone. That's probably the last thing I should be doing, right?
We tell the public to always be aware of your surroundings and make sure that you know what's going on around you, and also to know that you are the first line of defense. In the threat environment I just described, the public is on the front lines, so we need to do our best as law enforcement, Homeland Security professionals to give them the tools necessary to survive or to get out of an incident like that.
Do you have some intelligence tonight, that you can share with us? Is there anything going on we should know about?
Just know that law enforcement and Homeland Security professionals here in the district are working day and night to ensure that any leads or any threats that we come across are mitigated and dealt with.
The name that the Toronto police have and they're releasing, does that name ring a bell to anybody down here? Do we know of this person?
So as soon as we got the name of that person, we were working with Metropolitan Police Department and the FBI to run traces on that name. So far, no connection here to the district.
Okay, Chris, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right.